Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I do the scotia for the flooring that I fitted in a previous video, which I'm going to link up in this corner at the end. Now I've cut this scotia to size already. I don't want to waste time showing you how to cut into miters and so forth like that, because everyone's skirting is a little bit different, all the angles are going to be different, so that's something you'll have to learn yourself. But yeah, so anyway, this has all been cut and I'm going to show you how I like to fit it in and do the return into the doorway. Okay, so what I would advise if you're doing this yourself is get yourself this silicone, any sort of like silicone the same colour or closest to the beading that you're doing. Then you can fill in any little gaps, because the skirting might be out, the angles might be out. You can fill it in with a bit of this silicone and it gives you a much better finish. Now what you want to do is, once you've cut it, is line it up, make sure that it's in line. Now what I use is this Milwaukee 23 gauge pin nailer, fantastic tool. Because I do this for a living, you know, it warrants me buying a decent pin gun. Obviously you can use just normal pins and tack them in, that's the way they used to do it back in the day. But I love this gun, and as you can see, it goes on nice and easy. You can't see the headless pins, you can't see any trace of the pins, and I've never had a problem with the beading coming off once it's on, and that's on there solid now. You know, this is great. I mean, you can't even feel the pin heads. Next part is the return into the doorway. Now this bit you want to try and concentrate on getting it as nicely as possible, gives you a much more professional look, and it will last a lot longer as well. So next is the return on the miter. Now I've already cut this, as you can see. Now this little return we need to glue, and I glue this on with miter glue. Basically you just got to be a bit careful when you do this, but just put a little couple of dabs of glue on the end, one end anyway, make sure you don't spill any, and then on the other end I'll spray this with what's known as miter fast. This is fantastic stuff, and basically what it does is it will make the glue go off really quickly, so you ain't got to hold it together for half an hour or anything silly. Basically put it together, but be careful, you've only got one chance of doing this right, so nice and easy. Hold it in place for a couple of seconds, and there you go, that's pretty much done. Now, it's on there quite solid, you ain't got to worry about that coming off. It's going to need a good old whack to get that off now. So yeah, let's get it into place now. Once that's in place and you're happy where it is, get your pin gun and pin it in. Okay, so the last step is get your silicone, and where you got the little gaps that you might see, they might be tiny, but it's worth putting a little bit of silicone on these gaps. Rub it in, make sure that it's blended in nicely, and don't make no mess around the edge of the skirting or anything like that. I'll use wet wipes just to clean it up, and that's basically it. I think you get such a nice little finish if you take a little bit more time and care over this. You know, it really does make a big difference. And you know, even though you're not going to notice it when you walk in the room so much, but you know you've done it right, and that's the main important part. You've done right, and that's the finished product. So hopefully you guys can, you know, agree that even a DIYer, you can do this yourself. Just take your time over it. You know, you'll appreciate spending a bit of time doing this right, and you'll get such a nice finish. Anyway guys, that's it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again on the next one.